Hello, everyone. You have probably met someone like this before. When they walk into a room, they don't try too hard. They are not the loudest person there, but somehow people listen to them more, and it makes you wonder what exactly are they doing differently. Because it's not obvious, it's subtle, almost invisible. And once you start noticing it, you can't unsee it. Let me walk you through a few of those behaviors. And as you listen, just ask yourself, how many of these am I already doing and how many am I missing? So, number one, we have listening without performing. You know what most people do when someone else is speaking? They are not really listening, they are preparing. Preparing what to say next, how to sound smart, how to impress. But the people who naturally command respect, they don't do that. They just listen fully and quietly. They are not rushing you, they are not interrupting you. And when they finally respond, it actually feels like they got you. And that feeling is rare. And once you start listening like that, something interesting happens. You stop asking surface level questions. So, with this, we come on to point number second, which is asking questions that reframe. And when you start questioning, that make people think, because there is a difference between asking what do you do and asking what are you trying to build right now. The first one keeps the conversation safe, but the other one, it opens people up, and suddenly you are not just talking, you are connecting with them. And when you are that present in a conversation that you feel connecting, you should also stop rushing your words. With this, we have point number three, which is speaking slower than expected. Have you ever noticed this? That more nervous someone is, the faster they speak. It's almost like they are trying to get it over with. But calm people, they take their time, they pause, they breathe, and they are okay with the little silence that comes in between. And weirdly enough, that silence does not feel awkward at all. It feels powerful in some way. And that same calm energy shows up in how they set boundaries too. And with this, we come to point number four, which is to set clear but boring boundaries. Most people struggle here. They over explain, they justify, they try to soften everything just to avoid disappointing someone. But people with quiet confidence, they won't do this. They'll simply say, I can't do this. And they leave it there. No extra story, no apology to. And because of that, people take them seriously. And sometimes they even say the things others are too uncomfortable to say. So, with this, we come to point number five, which is to naming the tension. You know, those moments in a conversation when something feels off, but no one says it. Everybody notices it, but instead of avoiding it, the powerful person gently bring it up. Something like, this feels a bit rushed, doesn't it? Or, I think we are not addressing the real issue here. And suddenly the entire dynamic shifts. That person becomes powerful enough to address the uncomfortable thing, which make that person more valuable and more powerful. But to do that, you need one thing first, which is to have a control over yourself. And with this, we have our next point, which is emotional regulation. Because real social power isn't about controlling others, it's about not being controlled by your own reaction. They don't get pulled into every emotion in the room. They don't absorb the stress, anger, or any kind of pressure. They just stay steady, and over time, people start taking emotional cues from them. And when you are that grounded, you don't feel the need to overtalk either. And with this, let's move on to point number seven, which is to say less than necessary always. And this one is very simple, but it is so hard because every person when gets into flow over explains and over speak. So you need to think about it and just try to practice to say what matters and then just stop. No over explaining, no filling every silence, because when you talk less, people listen more. Your words have more value, they carry weight. And the more people listen, the more they feel understood. And with this, we have our point number eight, which is to remembering context, not just facts. It's nice when someone remembers your name, but you feel different when they remember you, what you care about, what you are struggling with, what you just mentioned casually last time. And when they bring it up again, it hits you differently because now it feels real, that they have cared, that they have remembered, and I also matter. And naturally, you start feeling good around that person. And point number nine is related. which is practicing social generosity. And that's not by accident. It is to make people feel valued in small, effortless ways. These people appreciate, they connect people, they help, but without making it a big deal. And because of that, people remember them. And when you combine all of this, something powerful starts to happen, which is point number 10, to becoming an emotional genius. Now you are present, you are calm, you are aware, you are not trying to impress anyone. You are just there, and people feel it. They might not be able to explain it, but they feel comfortable, they feel heard, they feel drawn to you. And that's the thing. Status is not always loud, sometimes it's quiet. It's in how you listen, how you pause, how you respond. And once you start practicing this, you don't have to chase attention anymore. It just comes to you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in next video. If this made you think a little differently, stay around because we are just getting started.